There's a unique weight to being the strong one. It's a role that often finds you rather than one you choose. Sometimes it feels like you were quietly nominated, handed a silent responsibility that no one else wanted to carry. It's not something you can set down. It's a quiet pressure that lives in your bones. Even in moments of rest, it lingers, a constant hum beneath the surface, reminding you that you must always be ready. You become the anchor in everyone else's storm, the steady point when their world spins. When chaos erupts, you're the one they look to for calm, for answers, for hope. You never asked for this role, but you play it well, listening, soothing, fixing. You offer comfort, even when you're running on empty yourself. People marvel at your composure, saying, "I don't know what I'd do without you." And you feel both proud and exhausted. Their gratitude is real, but so is the fatigue that settles deep in your chest. You're their lighthouse, standing alone on a windswept cliff. You shine for others, guiding them through darkness, even as the storm rages around you. This role becomes your identity, a cloak you wear so often you forget what's underneath. Sometimes you wonder who you'd be if you could set it aside, even for a moment. You absorb their panic, give back peace, and hold their world together, even as yours quietly unravels. The weight of their worries becomes your own, and you rarely let it show. The expectation is always there: be steady, be calm, have the answers. You're the one who must not falter, even when you're unsure yourself. It's a heavy crown, this title of the strong one. It's both an honor and a burden, a symbol of resilience that sometimes feels impossible to bear. You carry it long after the crisis has passed, holding their burdens in the quiet moments. The silence afterward can feel even heavier than the storm itself. You're the daughter, the friend, the fixer, always present, always reliable. You're the one who remembers, who shows up, who never lets go. But lighthouses, for all their strength, stand alone for a reason. Their light is unwavering, but their solitude is real. And when everyone else feels lighter, you're left holding it all. In the end, even the strongest anchors need a harbor, a place to rest, to be seen, and to let go. Then comes the silence, a ringing quiet after the crisis has passed for everyone else. The world outside resumes its rhythm, but inside everything feels suspended, as if time itself is holding its breath. The phone sits still, the house is empty, and you're left with the echoes of their pain. The air feels heavy, thick with words spoken and emotions shared, lingering long after the call has ended. You've absorbed it all, and now it lingers in the quiet. The silence wraps around you, a reminder of the burdens you carry for others even when no one is watching. This is the part no one sees, the aftermath when you sit alone replaying their words and wondering if you did enough. You question every response, every pause, searching for reassurance that never comes. The emotional residue is thick, hard to breathe through. It settles in your chest, a weight that refuses to lift, making each breath feel deliberate and slow. No one checks in on you. The assumption is you're fine. The world moves on, unaware of the cost of being the one who listens, the one who holds space for others. You're the caregiver, not the one who needs care. Your strength is expected, your vulnerability invisible. The silence confirms your invisibility, needed in crisis, forgotten in calm. You fade into the background, your presence only noticed when someone else is in need. It's a strange feeling, to be so essential and yet so unseen. You become a shadow, a silent witness to the struggles of others, rarely acknowledged for your own. You're the center when their world falls apart, but drift to the edge once it's stable. The quiet that follows is both a relief and a reminder of your solitude. This silence isn't peaceful. It's the sound of being taken for granted. It's the echo of all you've given, reverberating in an empty room. And you sit with the weight of everyone else's world, alone. In the hush that follows, you carry it quietly, hoping someone someday will notice the cost. There's a cost to this strength, a mask you wear every day. It's a smile when you want to cry, a calm nod when you're uncertain. You hide your struggles, believing they're insignificant compared to others' pain. You become a master of deflection, always turning the focus away from yourself. This constant performance is draining, leaving you numb and empty. You pour yourself into others until your own cup is dry, but keep going anyway. The mask fuses to your skin. You forget you're allowed to have bad days. You look in the mirror and see only the strong one, wondering where the real you went. She's still there, buried under the weight of everyone's expectations. Your life becomes a tapestry woven from other people's threads. You're the weaver, patiently stitching together their stories, their crises, their joys. But where are your threads? Your own colors fade into the background. You become a supporting character in everyone else's narrative. Your needs and dreams are edited out, existing only off-screen. Asking for help feels foreign, almost like a betrayal of your role. People's image of you is so fixed that your vulnerability would shock them. So you keep weaving, listening, and archiving their lives while your own story remains unwritten. It's a noble job, but a lonely one. Surrounded by their richness, you long for a chapter that's just about you. A smile can be the heaviest thing in the world. It reassures others, but traps you inside your own loneliness. People see the smile and move on, never noticing the effort it takes to hold it in place. You speak a language of reassurance, hiding your exhaustion and fear. To admit the truth would create a ripple, something you're not allowed to do. You plan, mediate, and comfort, always with a cheerful face. You're the emotional glue, but the constant output leaves you depleted. You give and give, insisting it's no trouble, even when it is. The weight of that smile is the weight of unspoken truths and silent burdens. Over time, the smile becomes a mask you can't remove. It's proof of your strength and your isolation. Late at night, when the house is quiet, the truth settles in. You've built a fortress for others to fall apart in, but it's a fortress for one. You stand guard, watching over everyone, but the rooms are empty, except for echoes. You remember all the times you dropped everything for someone else, and you wonder, who would do the same for you? You've trained others not to worry about you, made yourself so self-sufficient that your needs are invisible. This is the paradox, surrounded by people, yet profoundly isolated. You're the hub of the wheel, but the hub is always alone. The loneliness isn't about a lack of people, but a lack of reciprocity. All the care flows out, none flows back in. In the deep quiet, you sit with your unmet needs. Like a stone battered by the sea, you look solid, but cracks are forming. They show up in small ways. A burst of tears, sudden fatigue, flashes of anger. Your body and heart protest the relentless pressure. You hide the cracks, patching them with jokes or distractions. Admitting them would mean admitting you're not invincible. The strong one isn't supposed to have limits, so you push on. But the cracks are proof you're human, not a machine. Each time you swallow your needs, another fissure forms. These cracks aren't weakness. They're a record of your resilience and silent suffering. You fear that if one crack widens, everything will shatter. But the pressure keeps building and something has to give. Imagine letting go. giving yourself permission to fall apart, even if just for a moment. Picture what it would feel like to release the weight you've been carrying, to stop holding yourself together so tightly. What if, for once, you didn't have to be the strong one? What if you allowed yourself to be vulnerable, to admit that sometimes things are just too much? The idea feels impossible, but just for a moment, sit with it. Let yourself imagine a world where you don't have to hide your struggles or mask your pain. There's relief in the thought, a freedom you've denied yourself for far too long. It's a gentle exhale after holding your breath. You've built walls, but a fortress is also a prison. The barriers you've created to protect yourself can also keep you isolated. Maybe it's time to find the gate, the one that was never locked. Maybe it's time to step outside, even if your steps are small and uncertain. Only you can give yourself permission to be human, to feel, to stumble, and to heal. Vulnerability isn't failure, it's an invitation to real connection. It's how we let others in and how we let ourselves be seen. By hiding your struggles, you deny others the chance to truly know and care for you. You miss out on the comfort and understanding that comes from being open. It starts small, admitting you've had a hard week, asking for a hug, or simply saying you're not okay. It's the quiet, revolutionary act of showing a crack, letting your truth shine through, and allowing yourself to be seen as you are. It's the first step toward letting someone else be strong for you, even if just for a little while. And in that, you find a new kind of strength, one born from honesty, softness, and the courage to let yourself fall, knowing you can rise again. You weren't meant to be a monument, carved from stone for others to lean on. You're not a landmark, but a person, fragile, breakable, and deserving of care. Your strength is beautiful, but it's not all you are. You're allowed to be soft, to be weary. Your worth isn't measured by how much you carry for others. You deserve the same gentleness you give away. Let yourself be seen, not just as the anchor, but as the whole ship, cracks and all. Let someone trace those cracks and say, I see you, I'm here. You've held so much for so long, it's time to set some of it down. Let the light in. Let someone else hold you for a change. You don't have to be a monument, be a garden, be the tide. You are more than your strength. You deserve to be held too.